Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's so good to have you guys here. Now that the PlayStation 5 has been out about 6 weeks or so, obviously it's just launched. There hasn't been a lot of time to build up a really good library. The only PlayStation 5 exclusive game I believe is Demon's Souls. And by that I mean any other PS5 game, even if it's not on Xbox or PC, you can play it on PS4. So in 2021, that library is going to expand a lot and it's going to be much more worth it to be picking up a PlayStation 5. Of course, I'm recording this video in December of 2020. So of course, at some point in 2021, depending on when you're watching this, we're gonna get new games announced that none of us even know about. But for this list, I've tried to include games that are confirmed not only to be coming to the PS5, but are confirmed to be coming in 2021. Although I did cheat a little bit with one game because I'm just so excited about it. Before I get right into the list, I just want to thank you guys. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers on this channel. And if you're new to the channel, you might not know, those numbers mean nothing to me. Materialistic things aren't important. If we stay at 99,000 subscribers forever, that would be fine. But I love it when we hit a milestone like that because 100,000 subscribers is 100,000 real human beings that I can try to reach and spread love and positivity to, which is the whole point of this channel. If you're wondering when the next opportunity to buy a PlayStation 5 is going to be, you can look at the pinned comment of this video below. Without further ado, let's get right into the list with number 10, Stray. What looks so interesting to me about Stray is it's just a different type of game. A lot of the new games that we keep seeing get released look identical to each other, and it's kind of frustrating. There's all these roguelikes, there's all these shooters that just barely look different from each other, but Stray is weird. If you look at the city, it almost looks like Cyberpunk 2077, and the graphics are amazing. But what's weird about Stray is you play as a cat. So if you're a cat person, this is basically Cyberpunk 2077, hopefully with no glitches, and instead of having Keanu Reeves, it has lots of cute kitties. So I think this is awesome. I'm really excited for the games that are going to showcase the PS5's graphical power. Games that really couldn't run, or at least not run as well on the PS4. That's what I'm most excited about, and I'm really excited for different kinds of games. And that's why Stray is my number 10 most hyped game. And my number 9 most hyped game for 2021 is actually Kina Bridge of Spirits. And if you haven't seen this game, it's very cartoony, but it's very, very beautiful. It's cartoony graphics, but they look amazing. And when I watch the gameplay, I definitely get Horizon Zero Dawn type vibes. We might talk about Horizon more on this list later, but there's these weird, really cute, magical creatures going on. And whereas Horizon has a lot of technical things, and basically you're in the past and there's all these modern machines running around and the animals are machines, Kina Bridge of Spirits looks like it's much more tied in to magic. I'm also really excited to experience a brand new franchise, just like Stray, that we've never seen before. The gameplay looks fantastic. Horizon Zero Dawn was my favorite game on the PS4, and a more cartoony version of that with more magical elements going on, I'm super excited for it. And the fact that it looks so gorgeous on the PS5 is what really pushed it up to the next level for me and put it at number 9 on the list. Number 8 on the list is Balan in Wonderworld. And if you haven't heard of this game, it's a 3D platformer. So think Crash Bandicoot, Mario, that type of game, but it's made by Square Enix, which is the company that makes Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and all those type of RPGs. The game being called Balan in Wonderworld, and when I saw the main character that's kind of your guide in the game, it gave me the Mad Hatter vibe. But I love 3D platformers. I love Mario, Crash. So the thing about this game is it doesn't look as next gen as any other game on this list. The graphics are kind of but the graphics really do look like the old school RPGs that Square Enix used to make, which I grew up on in the 90s. Combining one of my favorite genres with one of my favorite companies and one of my favorite art styles is a win-win for me, and that's how Balan in Wonderworld actually got up to the number 8 spot on the list. At number 7, we might have the best looking game on the list so far, and number 7 is Returnal. This game, when I first saw the trailer, kind of gave me like a Dead Space type vibe, like it was kind of haunting and mysterious. but look at the trailer we're watching now, and it looks like there's so much action. It looks amazing. If shooters are more your genre, this would probably be the one that's on my list that I would be most hyped for if I were you. And what's crazy is this game comes out in March. So definitely, by the way, let me know in the comments below when you get to the end of the video which one of these games you're most hyped for and if I forgot any. But Returnal looks fantastic. My number 6 hype game is called Scarlet Nexus by Bandai Namco, and this is another one that might catch you off guard. Now, the graphics don't look insane, but they are animated graphics, and I think they are absolutely beautiful. This is a company that has made a lot of games like the Tales of series. Code Vein was a recent game, and these are action RPGs, so it is real-time combat, and the combat, every time they release a new game, is getting more and more perfected. I'm excited to see this game with the adaptive triggers. The story and the soundtrack when you're watching the trailer just seems so intriguing. That's why I love RPGs, because I can get lost in the story. We do know there's a new Tales of game coming at some point, but it's not confirmed for 2021, whereas Scarlet Nexus is supposedly confirmed for 2021. Of course, that can always change. But if you don't normally like RPGs, but you do like kind of hack and slash combat and a deep story, and if you like anime, this is definitely a game that I would put on your radar if I were you. Now we're getting into some of the really hyped game for the PS5. So the second half of this video is about to really kick things up a notch, and there's a lot of Sony exclusives. The first one being Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I said it before, I love platformers like Mario and Crash. I didn't want to give this away in the list, so I didn't mention Ratchet and Clank. But Ratchet and Clank was made by the same team that made Spyro the Dragon, Insomniac Games. They made Spider-Man, so they crushed it out of the park with Spider-Man, and I'm so hyped to see what they're going to do with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This is probably one of my favorite 3D platforming series of all time. I did not love it on PS4. Ratchet and Clank peaked on the PS2, I believe, but I think the PS5 version could be a return to form. The graphics, it's basically like playing through a Pixar movie. They have gotten the graphics down so incredible at this point, and I'm so excited for it to come out in 2021. I'm hoping that it's going to come out in the first half of the year. And of all the games I've mentioned so far, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is absolutely on another level. But for my number 4 most anticipated game of 2020, God of War Ragnarok takes it up another level. So you're seeing on the side here, all we've seen of this game is this little animation that Sony released just to announce that God of War Ragnarok is a thing. Supposedly a 2021 release date, that's what it says right at the end of this animation. However, you would like to see some kind of, if not gameplay, at least a cinematic trailer at some point. God of War on the PS4, absolutely incredible game, revitalized the entire God of War franchise. Just an absolute joy to play, just something so genuinely fun. As long as they continue that going forward and maybe improve just a little bit, God of War Ragnarok could end up being one of the greatest games of all time. And that's only number 4 on the list. Number 3 on the list, Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I love Harry Potter, and I love Harry Potter video games. I know that Harry Potter video games were never like highly rated, but Chamber of Secrets on the PS2, I put hundreds of hours into that game. And my favorite thing about that game was exploring the castle. Now, I have some hesitations about Hogwarts Legacy. It might be more of like an MMO style thing where you create your own character. And one of my favorite things about Harry Potter is the characters. But my other favorite thing is the lore. And it looks like this game will obviously have a lot of the lore, but I'm just worried about the character development part. And this game looks like there will be so much to explore, so many secrets to find, just this massive Harry Potter universe that we can just explore at our own content with our friends. And that is so exciting. This is something that I can definitely see myself streaming all the time, and I am just so hyped. My number 2 most anticipated PS5 game for 2021, Final Fantasy 16. Yes, this is the one where I cheated a little bit because it is supposedly coming out in 2021, but this is the one where I can see most likely being pushed into 2022. However, if you look at the graphics on this game, if you did play the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I can see them using the graphics from that. However, the thing about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was a remake of literally my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy VII, is that it ran pretty slow. In order to make those graphics work, they had to kind of hide loading screens where you would do stuff like wedge yourself between a wall and it would like take 10 minutes to walk across because really it was loading the game. But with the PS5's SSD, Final Fantasy 16 is not going to have those issues. And this looks very dark. It's like a Game of Thrones vibe thrown into Final Fantasy 16. And I think maybe the series could really use that. I love the turn-based combat. The older Final Fantasies were my favorite, but I'm open to giving the action style that Square Enix has decided to go with for Final Fantasy looks like going forward. I'm willing to keep giving that a shot as long as the stories and the gameplay is epic. My number one most anticipated game, Horizon Forbidden West. I was talking about it at the beginning of the video that Horizon Zero Dawn was my favorite PS4 game of all time. So it should come as no surprise that Horizon Forbidden West is my number one most anticipated PS5 game. It was like playing Breath of the Wild with this intense story, like The Matrix, and it just captivated me. And I love the characters, I love playing as Aloy, I loved everything about it. Normally there's certain things I won't like about a game, but if the gameplay is good, I'll play it if the dialogue's annoying, or if the exploration captivates me. It's okay if the gameplay is subpar, but Horizon Zero Dawn had everything, and Horizon Forbidden West looks even better. And the fact that it looks like you get to explore underwater in the ocean in this game, it just looks fantastic. I know that this game is going to be on PS4 as well, but I fully expect the PS5 version will run and load at just a completely other level. I've already seen it with games like Immortals Phoenix Rising, how much better they run on the PS5 than the PS4 or other platforms. So I know that this game is going to take advantage of the PS5, even though it's not technically a PS5 exclusive. But hands down, my most hype, finger gun alert, double love bullets for days game. All right, that winds up my list for the top 10 most anticipated PS5 games for 2021. Watch out in the next week when I tell you the top 5 PS5 games that are already out within the first 8 weeks of the system's launch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I know I said it at the beginning, but all the subscribers, all the support, all the love from all of you guys just has fueled me through the end of 2020, and I appreciate you so much. If you forgot to subscribe and you want to, consider it, or you could at least drop a like on the video. That helps a ton. But either way, I hope you have an amazing rest of the year, and I hope to see you more on the channel in 2021. Bye, everyone.